Hi guys, I'm making this little video for a bit explaining what I did in the last one with Max and Chloe. So in the base it was just a little map I done for the video of Supermax. But in the end I decided to make the interior of the house and I start to put some interaction. So first I upload some of my level in Patreon. So I decided to recreate a menu for be able to change the graphics because my previous level I was having this fixed quality graphic and it was not able to change, and I know that it was not really the best. So because I have an in-house good PC, it's not really the best. My graphic card, it's a GTX 1060 3GB, so it's not really the best one, but in any case it's in-house good for me. And I try in general to optimize the level as I can. So I'm the most of the time able to write to the 60 FPS the most of the time. But I understand that some people have a problem with it because their PC will be not able to reach a certain graphics. So I just made this little menu for it. In fact, so you are able to change the graphics depending of what is suitable for your PC. So when you start the level, you will have this cinematic. Will show a bit the level, and in the end you will have this transition between the camera of the level, in fact, and the camera who are behind Max. So you have this blending effect. For the movement, I think I already made it's true, a little tutorial for the movement. I think it's still in my channel, but I think I will make another soon because I changed a bit the way that I'm working with the blend space and the animation. So I will try when I will be able to do another little tutorial for some animation, some movement for the character. I made back even the pause menu. It will freeze the game and blur the background. For the people who understand a bit Unreal, it's done with a widget. You just pause the game, show the mouse cursor, and I just fade the music and so on. It's allowed you to quit or to change the option during the game, during the level. Now, in fact, like I see, I made a lot of I show a lot of time behind Max. In fact, it's for show the snow print and the snow trails. For the snow prints, there's nothing really special, something not so much complicated. You just spawn a decal on the position. But for the snow trails, it's a bit more different. So for the people who remember, in fact, an old video of Chloe on the snow map, you were having these snow trails, but they were not really so good. The character was making this trail, but the mechanic was totally different. In fact, the trails were staying on the level until the character was stopping to move, and then after a delay, you will have them disappearing, and it will clear, in fact, these trails. Here, in fact, I was wanting to change a bit, and I done another way more similar a bit about what is it in Captain Spirit. It's the trail will follow already better the character, and will disappear after a distance. I'm using a scene capture, in fact, who follows the character with a resolution of 2048 pixels. So all tray will go out of this capture area size, will be cleared. So they will be not rendered anymore, and it's really better because in fact the scene capture use a lot of resource. And like you see, the tray are done by a render target. It's just a mask who draw in white the tray, and in black what is not, in fact. And then I use this for just displace the vertice on the texture. In fact, for evitate even that capture every time the same, I just get the surface where Max is walking or running, and depending on it, it will capture or not the same. In fact, it's allowed you to stop the capture when you are inside the house, or if you are in the snow a bit more deep, less deep. In fact, here in fact you do it only when it's the layer it's a deep snow. Okay, so now for the interaction. In my other video, my older video, I was using some actor blueprints for display the interaction. So it was working, but was taking a bit of resource. So right now I decided to pass to widget instead. We'll show the interaction, but in less heavy way. You can say like that. Another stuff is that I create a way to recognize if you are playing with a mouse keyboard or with a gamepad. And in fact, depending of it will change the icon for the interaction. It's really nothing special, but just I think it was better like that than to have only keyboard or only gamepad icons. So now for the widget, it will disappear and grow depending of the position of Max. In fact, the distance of Max with this interaction. And so more Max will be far, and you will have less opacity, and the text will be more big. And more you will be near, you will make the opposite and make the opacity more full, and the text a bit more little. And then when you focus on the objects that you are watching, you will be able to interact with it. In fact, it's not something so much complicated. I can't even make a tutorial about it because it's not really so big. The color are not really so much big. It's just some calcul for the position of the actor and the arrow. The only problem with that, in fact, is that I'm using a screen space, and of course this made the arrow appearing on top of everything. I don't really found, and I really think it's impossible. I think it's impossible to block some actor in when it's in screen space. I will need maybe to make it in world space, but when I put the widget in world space, the problem is that the quality became a bit not so good, so I was leaving it like that. So if someone know maybe how to block some actor, maybe even in C++, just contact me, and it will be a pleasure to talk about it. In fact, I'm a bit still learning a bit C++. It's a bit different. In fact, for someone asked me, in fact, if my level was done in full blueprint or C++. I use a lot of blueprint, more blueprint, because it's more easy for me. A little of C++, but really basic stuff. Right? Another stuff we can take the resource, it's artificial intelligence. In fact, here it's nothing special. You have just some rabbits who are around the scene and just randomly walk in some arena. But for evitate that it consume resource, because it consumes resources, the artificial intelligence consume a bit. When you have 2, 3, it's okay, but when you start to have a lot, it's a bit more consume a lot. So like for the arrow, I just take the distance of Max, in fact, and you will stop to impact the resource inside the level when the actor will be a bit more far. More you will be near of them, and they will start, in fact, to work. The system will work. In fact, I just create a little stuff to allow me to depending of the distance, to make it work or to stop the artificial intelligence. Now, inside the house, you don't have really nothing special. I just made some little interaction, not really so much amazing. You have the clock. Will be not really working. In fact, I'm able to make a working clock, and by the end of the time, it's not really so much complicated to do. But because in this level the time it's fixed, you have only the afternoon now, and in fact in the night, so you have 17 for the afternoon, and 5 p.m. and 1 a.m. of the morning. So I just made working the arrow of the second, just forgive a bit of not really realism, but a little stuff. You have even the digital clock of Max, the one who are near the bed, in fact, will change. You will write 17, I think, 17 for the days, and 1 a.m. for the morning. Here for the door interaction, was still buggy. I was wanting, in fact, to make this interaction just based of the hand of Max. So I really just create a custom collision for the hand, but for reasons that I don't really know, he always reacts to the full body of her. I change the collision for the door, I change the collision, but still having this, I don't really know why, because everything needs to be good normally. She have only the hand, we need to collide with the door, and the door needs to respond only to the hand, but for reasons that I don't know, it's always all the body. The same, if someone know why it's not working like that, just contact me and we'd like to talk about it. So now for the hair dye interaction. So I was just wanting that in the first time that you just see, in fact, you just look at it, and after that Max just say what she will say, you will be able to use it. That will make start the cinematic, and give you at the hand the option to keep or reset the color. So it's just a little stuff, nothing the same, nothing special. And in fact, I'm not really even a fan of Max with blue hair, so I just reset the color most of the time. But you are able to keep the color, and if you check now, in fact, all the interaction will be with Max with blue hair. Problem is that it will be like that for all the level, and I was not really so much fan. So for me, I prefer to keep the brown hair. For example, here I'm playing the guitar the same. She will have the hair blue, and all the interaction will be like that after. If you check even now in the bedroom, you are not able to sleep yet. In fact, I was wanting that you will be able to go to sleep only after that you try to open the padlock or outside. And when you will do it, in fact, it will trigger the interaction of the bed and allowed, in fact, Max to start the nightmare and go on.
Locked. Locked.
So for the bank cinematic, I just leave the loop in the last video a bit more. It was just for sure because you have the first loop, and after, when you finish all the animation, you will come back to loop until you will quit, in fact, until the music stop or until you will quit by yourself. The cinematic, like in the original Life is Strange game. And so I leave the loop come because I was wanting to show that you have this deer, in fact, in the first loop who are walking, and in the second loop is stop to walk. Nothing special, but for the people who are interested, I just create a custom event and just allowed it to do it only once time. So in the level sequencer, I just create an event, and just before the deer movement, and in the level blueprint, I just said to make this animation once, and when the cinematic will loop, it will not shoot it against the event and will stay blocked, in fact, and we'll have the deer only eating, those other deer eating, and will not walk and come back to walk and come back to walk every time. So now coming back to the bedroom, Max will be able to sleep, in fact, now, and we'll start the nightmare about the little house. So it's nothing special, just this little cinematic. During the night, Max will use, in fact, even her phone as a flashlight, and that will be able to control with the mouse. I block even some interaction, like the guitar, because I was thinking that playing the guitar in the middle of the night was a bit weird. So I just, even if a lot of stuff are weird in them, but I was wanting to block some interaction. Now, when you will arrive in the zone of the little house, I just create a trigger. We'll just start to blend the camera between Max and the blood on the floor, and I use in the camera reference of War Behind Max, in fact, and so it will blend the blood by any direction you are coming from. So we'll always blend based on the position of the character, and then we'll start the stressed animation, the music and stuff like that. The same, nothing special. If people are interested, I can show a tutorial for this stuff. It's not nothing special, but it allows you to blend directly from the position of the character to a cinematic. Something not so bad. At this point, even I block around the zone where you have the little house. That don't allow the player to go back to the house or to go back to is you are forced, in fact, to check what's happening in this little house. You can come back. You are blocked in the zone. And after the cinematic where you have Jefferson return, Max will, in my mind, Max will rewind, in fact, all the level, and she will just come back a bit too much early. She will back really far in time, so she will arrive in the same place. In the beginning, it was not really like that. In the beginning, it's because I don't have really a story in mind. I don't really made a story. It's just the stuff who little by little. Each time, in fact, I have a new ID. Each time I have I just work like that. I have an ID, I put it. If it's good, okay. If it's not good, it's not okay. In the beginning, it was not really that. In the beginning, she was just coming back. He was not having in the snow map. He was not having Chloe in the house. He was not. But after I decided, in fact, to recreate, to remake the same level, but with another season, you know. So in my mind, she was coming really, really more far, and not really before what's happened in Arcadia, you know, because I think she has the power, in fact, for Arcadia, so it's not possible to have it before, but maybe something like just after, you know, just after, and she arrived to this house where you was having still people inside. Maybe I don't really know. It was just for close the level, we can say like that. Okay. Again, thanks for all the comments. I try to read them all, and I read them all. If you have question, again, if you have asking me stuff, I will try to reply as I can. Thanks for the support. The level, it's cooked. In fact, it's already packaged. I just need to add again some little stuff and to take it off some little stuff in the level, because I just use some debug stuff that I don't need to give for the people. But I will upload the level soon, really soon, in the beginning of week maybe, and you will maybe try it by yourself. Thanks all for the support. See you.